So there we go. And what's your name, brother?
My name's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, Ryan, nice to meet you. And so you're saying you, do you mind, Jeffrey, if we kind of like hop up here real quick? Because it's going to get loud. Yeah, there we go. And Jeffrey, who you said you decided on who you're going to vote for in the primary. Who would that be?
Yeah, I'm going to be voting for Bernie Sanders in the primary.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I've actually, I came to a Trump rally expecting mostly Trump supporters, but it's actually been both, I guess, based on what I'm saying. So let's say, I'll ask you the same question I asked the other person. So if you were going to put yourself on a scale of 0 to 100, and 100 being absolutely convinced it's the right candidate, and 0 being not at all, where would you put yourself?
For the primaries being Bernie Sanders, probably about 90. But for the general election, if it's Bernie versus Trump, I'll vote for Bernie, and that's like a 95
right
there. But if it's Hillary versus Trump, I'm leaning towards Trump at maybe like a 55 right now.
Interesting. So you're saying if Hillary Clinton wins the nomination, that you will, you're not 100%,
right
you're
now,
55, but you're...
It's really up in the air.
Interesting. All right, cool. And what would you say is putting you in that position where you're like, hey, look, if my guy doesn't win the primary, I'm going to not, maybe a little bit more than chance, vote for the Republican? Or Trump in this case?
I think that the most important issue in politics right now is that there's too much of a big money influence.
Okay.
So, you know, Trump has been vehemently against that. Hillary says she's against that, but she's still taking she's not taking super PAC money, but, you know, she's got super PACs making ads for her and whatnot. She's got a lot of big money in her campaign. Mm-hmm. The only big money Trump has is his own. So it's not like other people are influencing him, it's just his own.
Right. Let's imagine, and I'm not saying this evidence exists, but let's say you found evidence that Trump was actually taking money from somewhere other than his own pocket. Would that influence your... Well,
he does have money from outside his own pocket, from, you know, regular donations from his store online, but he doesn't have a super PAC or anything.
Oh, okay. So...
But if he were to have a super PAC, I mean, at that point I'd probably vote for Hillary, because in terms of Supreme Court justices, hers would more likely be against 1976 Citizens United.
Oh, okay.
So would more likely overturn that and help get big money out of politics. Businesses are not people.
Okay. Now, we could certainly talk about Citizens United. I'm just focusing on what you said was kind of the big deal, which is kind of the money in politics. Yeah. Would you say that's like the biggest influencer?
I'd say that. And then, you know, a lot of that is who they nominate to the Supreme Court.
Right.
So, you know, when it comes to the general election, a lot of it's going to be, you know, I'm going to hear what either side says they're going to nominate.
Yeah.
Because even though Trump would want to get money out of politics, because he's a Republican, he might nominate a Republican Supreme Court justice who wants to keep it in there.
Cool. Let's imagine it became just really obvious that if Trump wins the nomination, this will probably come up, right? Because I think Obama's going to nominate another one. Like he was going to nominate a Supreme Court justice, or said he would, that you just totally did. Do you think that would push you at like, okay, a little more? Trump. Trump in this case. Let's say he proposed a few that you just did not agree with. Would that sway you?
I think I would go to Hillary at that point.
Okay.
Like even if Justice Scalia gets replaced right now, historically, if you served 8 years, you're gonna put in 2, 3, 4 Supreme Court justices.
That's
anyways.
right.
The Scalia's death, I mean, that should be Obama's. He's still got almost a full another year.
Right.
In the White House. So
cool. And so and the money thing. Let's say you found out, again, you said like, hey, he's receiving like a few dollars here from private donations, but imagine that became like a flood, like as much as a super PAC. Would that like push you more towards Hillary, or?
Well, I saw a graphic the other day, and he's already actually got a lot of money from individuals in the millions. It was somewhere between 5 and 7 million donated. And then there was a lot of other money that was either loans or from selling stuff that is going to his campaign. I don't have an issue with how much money, if it's from normal people, you know, everyday citizens. They're limited by $2,700 in the primary, and then $2,700 again for the general election.
Right.
I'm fine with that. But what I do not like is when a super PAC can run ads for you and spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on that.
I see. No, I totally see.
For example, Bernie Sanders has gotten a lot more money from individuals than Donald Trump has. He's gotten super PAC levels of money, but it's from individuals, and I'm fine with
Right. No, I totally get what you're saying. So I just to summarize, I think we're probably getting close to being done here. But I want to see, just so I'm. I think we're just there. So just to summarize, time's up. You're saying, like, I don't know what's going to happen. I think Donald Trump will probably win the Republican nomination, but if he starts running super PACs and he doesn't denounce that, being that he has so much money, that would be something you actually wouldn't be cool with, because it's this unlimited.
And then I would go with Hillary.
Okay.
And if it's Hillary versus any other Republican, aside from maybe John Kasich, because I don't know that much about John Kasich yet,
right,
compared to the other Republicans, then it's most likely going to be Hillary.
Cool.
And the reason why I'm choosing the reason why I would choose Bernie Sanders over Donald Trump is because, aside from money in politics, I agree with other Bernie Sanders positions, such as college tuition or health care, or minimum wage change.
Cool. Well, man, if you want to